It's your boy Concert to get on a little hiatus or vacation. I was fortunate enough to hear the Sirius XM uh, radio interview today with Dave Matthews from the Dave Matthews Band. And along with that, I was able to hear an announcement and do a lot more research since I don't have my 9 to 5 for this week. But we want to talk today about this announcement on Howard Stern's radio show for this Dave Matthews Band radio. It's going to be Channel 3 on Sirius XM. And it'll start Monday, July 2nd at noon. And it's going to be for a limited time. First, I want to get into a couple things about the interview, and then we'll get into this channel. Interesting thing about this interview is well, Dave went out there and he had this really great conversation. I highly suggest you guys, get a free trial, sign up for Sirius XM if you want to hear that interview. Allegedly it's on YouTube. I don't know if they're pulling it, but I would highly suggest to try to get that free trial. Even just sign up for a little bit, especially with this. They're having the page come up, but it is online through Sirius XM, the app, and if you have the radio. Great interview. The interesting thing I want to point out is shout out to antsmarching .org. They're not a .com, .org. Ants Marching found some archived audio of Steve-O was at, pulled up to Howard Stern. And in the interview, he talks about how it's like Dave is a guilty pleasure. Dave Matthews Band is a band that he likes, but his friends say, yo, it's kind of soft, just to put it in correct terms. But it is kind of for 2018 standards and everything, being politically correct. It is a little bit over the top. So I don't want to go into detail, but go on antsmarching.org. You'll find the audio there. What's funny is in the interview today, there's a parallel, and that parallel is when Steve-O was talking about DMB, he brought up Satellite, and they actually played, and they got a clip of Satellite, and Howard Stern's mocking him. And here we come, and every Howard Stern talks trash about everyone. A lot of it's in joke and jest, so it's not the end of the world. But the funny thing is, Dave talks about Satellite, and to me, it's a song. I'll just say live that, unless it's acoustically, I love the Dave and Tim version. Unless it's acoustically, it's not my favorite song to hear live. It's a beautiful song, and it's a song that's very hard to play, by the way. But it's a song I don't like. But Howard goes from, mocking him years ago to now talking about, oh, this song is brilliant, and you made it off a scale, and the classical sound, no one was doing this back in, 94 when you did this, it's just funny to see Howard kind of flip. He didn't keep the same, as Charlemagne the God says in the hip hop world, he didn't keep the same energy. So I just thought that was funny. But check out the interview. I want to talk about this Dave Matthews Band radio. And I want to start this off by saying that I got a car back in 2014, just an Elantra. I'm not like balling out of control. I just want good gas mileage and front wheel drive for the winters. I don't want a rear wheel drive car in Connecticut. Anyway, I got Sirius for a little bit. They give you that free trial when you buy a new car, and it's one of those benefits they do is they try to sell you on. And I say that because I had it and it was pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I love was it like the classic vinyl joint, because I'm all about exploring older classic rock, and I explored a lot of it back in 2014 when I got my car. Since then, there's been no reason to go back to Sirius. They send me mail every day like a creepy ex who's trying to make you get back with her, even though that's not really happened to me ever. Anyway, but the point is, I've seen these letters, and every time I open it up, I just try to see. And then I got a phone call a couple times in 2015 after I didn't renew it. Again, from that 2014, it was like a 3-month package they gave me, and there was a free listening weekends that they've thrown in. But I've just said no. I'm not signing up for this. First of all, me personally, my drive to work is very short. I run more some mornings than my drive to work. So that's number one. Number two, you have YouTube. You can stream YouTube for free. You can I have Apple Music that I sign up for, but Apple Music I have more freedom. I can make playlists, but I can turn on the radio. And really the other thing is it was very limited at the time, and they've gotten better. They have an app, and to me, I'd rather just listen to catalog that the stuff I own, and then stuff I can stream or download from Apple Music or Spotify. There's no need for this radio. And you know what? Oh, they have sports radio. Well, sports radio has commercials for the most part when you sign up for Sirius. So the whole point of paying for this satellite radio is I don't want commercials, but you're still gonna get them. If you want to listen to baseball games, guess what? You're still gonna get commercials. So that's why I haven't been really open to subscribing. Now they have a lot of great content. Don't get me wrong. Sirius XM does a great job, and even Howard Stern's show. I mean, he made that boss move to go to Sirius XM. He's made them who they are before. I don't know if he was there before the merger of them, but I mean, Howard Stern does his thing. Don't make no mistake about it. But to me, there was no real need. But here's what's luring me is, while other bands have done this, Dave Matthews Band is a band that if I can hear their live shows because they don't sell their individual albums, they don't have a Nugs TV contract. I'm signing up for this joint. Probably in like I'm gonna wait till like June 30th, July 1st, so I can get the longest stretch of a month. I'm signing up for at least a month, and I'll see how long this goes because it's limited run. But they're gonna play. I believe it's around 4 shows. You'll get 4 live shows. Yeah, 4 live concerts to air on Friday nights in July. That's awesome. That's why I'm signing up for this. It's not that I'm cheap. I'm broke. I guess I am cheap, but I have the money. I mean, you see all the shows I go to. Like I can go to concerts. I have the income, and I'm blessed to have the income. But I don't want to waste it on stuff I'm not going to use. But I will use this just for the live concerts alone. That's enough worth for whatever this package I got to get. And I have to do some research to see what sort of package you got to get. But those alone are worth it. And then some of the commentary as well is going to be dope. Even the Howard Stern interview, Dave went into detail about, Leroy and his accident. He went into detail about some other stuff and how he feels. And he doesn't really do that even on some of the stuff on the Dave Matthews Band page, or even at the concerts where you have the Dave speak. So that alone is going to make me want to sign up for this. And I got to give Sirius credit. Now, they do this with every band, but to me, this is a band that I've gone to see them more than any other act I've ever seen in my life. So to me, it's worth it. And I think that's what they're banking on. If you go on the forums, if you go on Facebook pages like DMB Family, you see they want this need for a DMB radio. And you know what? They will actually put their money up. And that's the thing about this fan base. Now, there's many artists that sell more albums than DMB. And I've tried to make that point to fans. It's like, oh, Dave is number one. Well, yeah, J. Cole, who's a rapper, his following is amazing. He sold double that. Post Malone, who's some no name. I don't really listen to much of his music, but he's very like pop rap. He sold 3 times without not 3 times, about 2.5 times. You got Drake, you got Jay-Z. I mean, artists are selling more than Dave, but his loyalty this long in the game, his fans will go out and buy something to a level, not albums per se, but they will buy a vinyl. We will buy a poster. I just bought a $35 shirt at a concert. I have like 3 of them already because it was specific to Hartford and because I love the band. So that's the buying power. You will get subscriptions these next couple months. So it is something that this fan base is dedicated to purchasing. Not, like I said, maybe not albums as much as other artists because they're more mainstream than DMB, which they're popular, but they're aging. They're aging. They don't get the same crowds in Hartford. They only have one night. So they don't have the purchasing power for albums. They're purchasing power for special things like a subscription. You look at Jeff Coffin's going to be in New York City. I guarantee you the place he promoted, it'll be full of DMB fans like that. That's just what it is. Like we will see like a guy who guested one time with the band. We'll go see him at our local like small theater or our local bar just because he guested with DMB. People go and see Bella Fleck and the Flecktones because they toured with DMB. Now people see him because Victor Wooten is a god, but people just because of that connection early on when they were with them on tour, they will go see that artist along with the other fans who are just Bella fans or whoever fans. So that's what we have in our favor. Other thing I want to address is people are kind of up in arms. Why can't this be a permanent page? Why da 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 blah? I really want a DMB radio permanent. Well, here's what I'll say. I agree. I think there's in some senses that it would be nice to have a full time DMB. For people who want that, and to have content, but that stuff costs money, and it's easier to get a short-term deal than it is a long-term deal. So who knows what factors are behind that? And plus, again, at some point it's gonna get stale. At some point, some of the membership, you'll have a lot of people that will just have it forever. Some people already have XM, and that's also the problem too. Is the same people that want this channel already are subscribed to XM. How many more people are you gonna get just because of DMB? Ready and stay loyal to it. Some will, but a lot of people like me, I'm trying to hit this up for the concerts, and that's it. But you know what? It's money in Sirius's pocket. They get some exposure. Hey, maybe I'll find something else I like, and I'll dig it too. Because another thing behind me, the Allman Brothers Band, they streamed some of their concerts for the shows that I went to. I went to the first of the last shows, but my friend, it was on my friend's channel on a road trip. But that was appealing to me that we could listen to this while we were just on a road trip. We could listen to the final Allman Brothers show, I believe, or the second to last. They were just streaming a couple of them, I think. But anyway, I think fans need to relax. Like it's a first world problem to want a full DMB channel forever on this, or at least for a 10-year, 5-year, 2-year, whatever, a multi-year deal. That's on Sirius. They got to figure out what was their bottom line. It's also on the band. The band's gonna want more. They're not just with the negotiations. They're gonna want some credit for bringing fans because they have a lot of fan power for these unique sort of setups and deals and promotions. So what I'll tell those people is, yo, go sign up for Apple Music and just make a playlist. Go on or sign up for Spotify and make a playlist. Go through your catalog. Like a lot of the fans, it's like just pick some different albums and mix and match them. Go on these streaming sites and you can find playlists that people put together that are pretty good. Especially on Spotify, you have some DMB mixes. You can mix them up here and there. Go on to shout out to my boy Copper Pot, and shout out to DMB Almanac, because they have different history lessons and breakdowns that they do where they may not all be live releases, but they'll talk about a year, they'll talk about a tour. Go find a live tracks, or find a taper version of a famous show or a famous run of shows, and then go take that, download it. There's ways you can convert it. It takes a little bit of education on YouTube. Convert it from FLAC to MP3, or just listen to it lossless, in the high quality, and just listen that way on your drives to work. I think people are so used to, I got to be catered to. Like, look, hey, if they make a deal for DMB Radio permanent, good for Sirius and for the band. But if not, you got other ways. Just make a password, sign in, and you will find resources. But people, I think, are just, and this is a minority of people complaining, but I see it a lot on the forums, on DMB Family. Oh, hey, we need a long-term radio. Again, the deals there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes, so we really don't know. But I'm excited for this. This is the one thing that's getting me to go back to Sirius here, versus all the other stuff that they've tried to do with me over since 2014, getting my new car, and then I got the free trial, and that's it. I love buying content from the warehouse store, the DM Music Today store. I love streaming the stuff, but now I have a reason to finally look into a short-term deal or short-term relationship for Sirius XM, and then tomorrow we'll go back to being friends. Say goodbye. But that's what I think. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. What do you guys think? What do you think of the interview? Are you going to be buying some sort of package? Are you going to be expanding a package? If you have just a kind of a radio only a car only package with Sirius, are you going to expand to the app so you can listen to at your crib? What are you guys thinking as far as fans of DMB, even people just watching this that are Sirius subscribers? What do you guys think of this and the state of Sirius XM? And also, what do you guys think? Let me know what you think of Howard Stern. Again, go to antsmarching.org. It's, again, everyone makes mistakes. Howard Stern says stuff to say it. He may agree, he may disagree, he may be catering to Dave. That's business. But I think it's just funny how you go back to the Steve-O interview and he's making fun of Satellite. You flash forward to today, and he's like, Satellite is the classical innovate. You took classical music and you brought it to '94, and you got a jam band, and you guys are like the Grateful Dead. I'm sure that stuff doesn't come out when Mr. Stern is grabbing a beer at a pub or going to another concert. But again, it was a really well done by both Howard and by Dave and all the people who produced that. A really good interview, an honest interview, and we don't hear a lot from Dave, but I think it's going to be a great partnership. Sirius XM, DMB, live shows on Fridays. I can't wait. It's your boy Concert Viz 34, and I'm out.